Hi, my name is Lexi and welcome to my channel. It's leks-si-kon. I can't believe I just said that. So today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Newbie tag. I figured this is kind of a staple in the Booktube community, so I have to start out with it. This tag was created in 2014 by Brenda C. I don't believe her video is up anymore or it's not listed, so unfortunately I can't link it below, but I just kind of wanted to give credit where credit is due. Okay, so if you see this light illuminating my face, that is my laptop making me look like a ghost. So I have the questions on my laptop, so I'm going to probably be looking below, or maybe I can set it somewhere so it's not making me look so ghosty. It's just more light illuminating on my face. Oh, I fixed it. Okay, so I have my laptop right here, so if I keep looking over, that's why. I have all the questions on there as well as notes, because if I don't hold myself accountable with notes and specific points, I'm just gonna ramble, and I don't think you want that, and I don't want that, and my laptop is running low on battery. I started this channel because I don't know who's going to lose it first. My family, who's sick of listening to me rant about books, or me, who's running out of people to rant about books too. But in all seriousness, Booktube is something that I've loved since I was like 11 years old and typed in Percy Jackson into the YouTube search bar and found this whole community of people who also liked books. This was back in like prehistoric times, aka like 2012, when the only YouTubers were Poland Bananas Books and Cass J Talk and like 3 others. So I've been watching Booktube for a really long time, and I've always told myself this is something that I want to do, and I haven't done it yet, but we're doing it now. Thinking about this question made me feel like a YA protagonist circa 2012 who's trying to explain why she's not like other girls. So here's me explaining why I'm not like other booktubers, even though I kinda am. I honestly don't know what would make me fun and unique, so I'm just gonna say some things that about me. I am a singer.
I've been in multiple choral ensembles over the years. I've also done musicals, and I received private voice lessons, so I'm very involved in music.
And I'm a psych major, so I spend a lot of time psychoanalyzing book characters. It's a thing that I do. Attend university, kids, then you can learn how to psychoanalyze your favorite characters. Oh, I'm embarrassing. Additionally to the psych thing, mental health is something that's really important to me, and raising awareness is something that I try to actively do. I want everyone to know that, you know, mental health is something that we all deal with to some degree, and there's absolutely no shame in it, and there's no shame in receiving treatment or reaching out for help. So you'll hear me say that. You just heard me say that. I'm sure it'll come up like a million more times. My answer to that would be talking to people about books. That's it. That's what I'm excited for. I really like books, guys. And I am about to sound so basic with this answer, but for the escapism of it, you know, sometimes I have really sucky days, and there's no better feeling than coming home to my favorite book and being able to fall into an entirely different world and just lose myself in it. But it's amazing that we can read these sentences and they create whole other universes in our brains. I don't know, there's something so fascinating about it. It wasn't really a series or a book that got me into reading so much as a person. My great-grandmother loves books, so when I was little, she'd read to me constantly. That's one of my earliest memories. At a time that I was able to read myself, it was already just something that I loved. However, the series that got me into like the fandom aspect of reading would be Percy Jackson. I conveniently had this out. The Percy Jackson series really introduced me to this idea that, once you finish that final page of a book, it doesn't mean that the story ends. It lives on in not only in your memory, but in your heart as well. I kind of feel like I grew up with Percy Jackson, or the series in a way, because I read The Lightning Thief, the first book, when I was in elementary school, a bit younger than Percy, and I read the final book in the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles, The Tower of Nero, as a college student, and at that time Percy was like departing for college, so it holds a really special place in my heart. My top 4 bookshelves are all Percy Jackson. It's a problem. My favorite booktubers always kind of fluctuate. However, I really have always enjoyed Emma books and Read with Cindy, so I'm going to go with them. So my question for Emma, if you guys don't know, she's a psychology student and she's in her graduate program now, and I guess I just ask her how she handles being a grad student, Booktube, her internship, and her personal life, because that seems like a lot and I need help. And then I'd also ask her a bunch of field-related questions because we seem to have very similar interests and goals for our career, so I just want her input and advice. As for Read with Cindy, I'd kind of just want to talk to her. She's so hilarious and unapologetically herself, and I feel like I could learn a lot literally from just having a conversation with her. Honestly, I think I'm doing the hardest part right now, which is sitting down and making my first video. I mean, obviously it's taken me like 4 years to do it. It's difficult for me to just sit down and talk to a camera because it's a bit weird. But I'm hoping with each video it's going to become a bit easier. I guess balancing YouTube with school and everything else I have going on might be a little bit difficult, but we'll find out. And editing, I'm dreading staring at my face and listening to my voice. I don't want to do it. I feel like I kind of addressed this question in question 5, but I can't really give you an exact age because, like I said, I've kind of just always been reading. I mean, obviously I wasn't reading like Oscar Wilde at age 4, but I was definitely reading like A Very Hungry Caterpillar. And I read on this chair, I read in my bed, I read on my floor, I read in our living room, I read in our kitchen, I read outside in the front yard, I read in the backyard, I read in the pool during the summer, which is very scary and dangerous for the book. I just read literally anywhere. And honestly, anything. I will say that I always go back to YA fantasy. However, I will really read anything. Over the past year especially, I've really expanded my reading interests and I found that I love psychological thrillers and I also enjoy new adult contemporaries. Some of my favorite things in books are enemies to lovers, like when they actually want to kill each other, historical or past settings, morally gray characters, and characters deal with trauma or grief or address mental health, fantasy books specifically that address a social problem that we are experiencing today or have experienced in the past. I love it when I can close a book and there's more to me to reflect on and think about than just, that was good. diverse books written by diverse authors. I want representation all across the board because when I'm reading a book, I want it to reflect how people are like in real life or what people look like in real life. I want to relate to the characters, and for a long time, there weren't really any characters that I could relate to.
Editing Lexi here, and I suddenly remember everything I love in books, so here are some more of my favorite tropes and genres. If you have any book recs, I'd love to hear them.
So that is the end of the Booktube newbie tag. Thank you so much if you hung around and watched this whole video. That's so cool of you. If you enjoyed me enough that you want to stay for my little journey on Booktube, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe leave a like or a comment. I would be really, really grateful. So again, thank you so much for just listening to me ramble for however long this is. I don't know how to end a YouTube video, so I'm just gonna. Bye! You don't like like dude characters deal with oh